Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. This video is made possible by the very kind donations of viewers like you. Thank you. If you are in a position to help this channel improve quality and grow, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/dreammadeproductions, linked below.
It is the 31st century, and mankind is once again at war. The battlefields of the future are dominated by huge robotic war machines known as battlemechs.
Hello! So, I've been painting some mechs recently, and I figured I'd make a video where I kind of look through some of the painting that I've done and see what you guys think. So I found this really cool purple metallic paint, which had me want to do some Merrick. So I got a Phoenix Hawk here, Unseen Phoenix Hawk. This is one of my metal ones, quite old. As you can see, just kind of a basic Merrick, purple, red, and a little bit of blue on it. Gotta love the Phoenix Hawk, one of my favorite mechs. So versatile. I did a Merrick Marauder. This is one of the smaller Marauders. This one has seen much better days. Part of the leg here is broken and I had to cut it off, and yeah, this thing is quite old, has been used a lot and re-glued many times. This time I probably overdid it a bit with a lot of glue on it. I also used shoe glue this time. My dad gave me some of it to fix a pair of shoes, and I was surprised how well it worked, and I was like, well, it's got a little give to it. Why don't I try it with mechs? And it's actually worked out pretty well. It does have some globbing that goes on it, but with mechs this old and as many times as I've glued them, yeah, I'll just accept if they stay together a little better this time. So I went ahead and painted him up. Another Merrick here. Did a little bit different of a paint scheme for this Wasp. Still Merrick, but mostly blue, with only the left side there being the purple. I think it turned out fairly well. Got some pretty good detail with my detail brush in there. Still not the best, but you know, I think I'm improving a little bit now that I'm practicing more. Next up, I have an Archer here. Just kind of did him with a basic paint job. He's another unseen metal on a metal hex base here. Kind of a dull green with dull brown. Red up there with the doors for his missile launchers. And yeah, I thought he turned out pretty well. Next up, I have a Merrick Black Knight. Did him just in pretty much purple with black and a little silver for his gun, some red for his lasers. This is a 3D printed one, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out here. It's got a lot of good detail on it. Next, I have another Wasp in that green and brown paint scheme. I figure this pretty much works as, you know, a generic one for any unit. Got that kind of flat green and flat brown. Little dab of red there for his laser. Yeah, I think that one turned out fairly well. I did not put the road stripes on it. I'll probably have to go do that. Usually when I paint the bases black, I make it look like he's standing on a road. Now this one turned out exceptionally well. Well, other than the missiles. But this is another 3D printed Griffin. Did it in brown and green with the silver for the barrel there, and did all the little windows for the cockpit. Did a little red for these little light structures that look like that's on it. Black back there for the back blast of the missile launcher. Yeah, this turned out really well. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but when I finished it, I thought it looked amazing. So I followed it up with some more. I did a brown and black stinger. Got a little green there for his laser. Tried to get a lot of detail in there. Another kind of generic one. I did another one of my big Marauders here. This is another one that has seen better days. His arm was destroyed at one point. And you can see where the entire joint there is pretty much missing. So I just kind of had to put him together as best I could. But yeah, I did a basic brown here with some green. Did blue for his PPCs, green for his lasers, yellow for all these things that I kind of took as lights. Little black dab on the gun there for his AC. And yeah, just kind of did the best job I could. Figured he looked pretty good and generic here. Little silver down there for his dome. I did another Black Knight and Comstar. I don't like the white vanilla paint that I have. It works fine when you're just doing details, you know, like missiles or something, but when you try to do an entire mech, it fills in all the detail. It's really globby kind of paint. I've got another one now that I'm going to try, but you can just see the difference in the detail of these two Black Knights, where you can still see paneling and a lot of work on the one that I did with this paint, which was folk art metallic paint. And then this one, I don't remember, Craft Smart or something. I think it's the stuff that I picked up one time at Michael's or something like that. So definitely like folk art much better than I like this Craft Smart stuff. So, but whatever, he's Comstar. Got a little detailing there for his gun and a little silver, some red for his lasers. But yeah, other than it covering up a lot of the detail, I was fairly happy with the way it came out. He might get stripped one of these days and redone. Not sure. Alright, next up I did this 3D printed longbow. Did it in this kind of metallic green there. Tried to do the missiles, but again, they didn't turn out so well. But did it in this bright green. A little bit of purple detail on there, a little bit of red for the lasers, silver for his antenna there. I might go back and add maybe a little bit more purple detailing in there or something. Looked kind of sparse on the back there, but pretty happy with the way it turned out. You can just tell sometimes I can get good detailing with my little detail brush, and other times it just kind of smears. So whatever, you get the idea that it's got a shit ton of missiles. I did this Valkyrie. Did it for the Brigade of Guards for Federated Sons. Got the red, white, and blue there. My first time really trying to get in all these different paints together. Took a very long time. I didn't end up doing his missiles. I might go back and make the missiles red or green or something. I don't know. Might just leave them as they are. Did a little bit of green for his laser there. Just figured I would try and get one that had a little bit more than just a base color and then some, you know, little details and other colors. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. It took a lot of work and time to get these stripes all correct, so. But all in all, pretty good. Decent looking Valkyrie. I did this Stinger in kind of a night fighting camo scheme. Got the dull black and dull gray. A little bit of blue there for the cockpit. little bit of green there for the laser, but that's really it. Turned out pretty good, I think. And this is another one of my metal unseens. This one's on a 3D printed hex base. I ended up having some of these 3D printed hex bases, and I went through and glued all of these metals that I have to them because they were so prone to falling over, and now I shouldn't have that problem. Next up, I have an unseen Battlemaster. Did this one for Merrick again. Free Worlds League. Did it with purple and silver, with blue, of course, for the cockpit, and a little yellow for his floodlight there, white for his missiles, red for his lasers. But yeah, turned out pretty good. Little dull black there for the backblast of his missiles. Lots of good detail on these unseen Battlemasters. Next up, I've been doing some mechs for Kurita. So first up, I did a Kuritan Battlemaster. As you can see, this is more of that Craft Smart paint, and it lost a lot of its detail. You can clearly see all the scales, that's what you want to call them, on this Battlemaster. This Battlemaster looked the same, but after 2 coats of paint to get it good and red, a lot of that detail is faded. So a lot of this Craft Smart stuff is either going to go into the trash or going to just be used for like little details, for like the little lasers or something. I won't be using it so much as a base anymore. You just lose too much of the detail. This guy could be Kurita, or he could be Tikhonov Republic, but whatever. I figured I would do a little bit more for mechs for each house. Did his lasers in green, the little blue for his PPCs, black for some of the details. This metallic blue for the cockpit. It's the closest I can get to getting a glassy color on there. Next up, I did this Cyclops, again, Swords of Light colors. And yeah, again, a lot of the details were lost for using this Michaels paint. I think I'm going to restrict myself to this folk art stuff from now on. It just preserves the details a lot better. White, black, dull black for his gun there, metallic blue for his cockpit, and white for the details and missiles. Got 2, and I'm gonna butcher these, Homodacho, whatever, it's the redesigned Charger. Yeah, I got 2 of them here. One's looks like it was 3D printed in the smaller scale, one in like the current scale. I went ahead and painted them both up. Took this one, did it in Swords of Light color, did a little bit more detail on this one, did it as a gold, maybe he's a Lance Leader or something. Did silver for his horns here. Tried to do something that looked like Japanese kanji, but I can't read Japanese, so I just kind of did something that sort of looked like it. This guy's flag turned out a little better than this guy's, but whatever, you know, they're gonna get thrown down on the table at some point. I did this unseen Rifleman 2C. This thing is not gonna get a lot of use. It is very, very brittle. Yeah. Again, used a flat brown there, some green highlights. I put a little too much globbed on silver to get the dome looking. And then, I don't know if it's coming across on the camera all that well, but I did a little of that purple metallic inside the dome there. Kind of give it the feeling that, you know, there's electronics or something on in there. But yeah, decent mech, but not going to get a whole lot of use, partially because I'm afraid of these guns breaking off and not being able to get them glued back on. They are so small in the way they're connected to the arms there. Next up, I did some work for the Black Knights. I got this 3D printed grasshopper here. Did it in Black Knight colors with that glossy black and trying my new gold there. Love that gold. I may go over some of the yellows that I did with that new gold. Probably just gonna leave them though. But yeah, ooh, that looks awesome. And my brother will be happy. This is one of his favorite mechs, is the grasshopper. Did an unseen archer. I moved the cockpit around on this on the unseen archer. I'm not exactly sure where it's supposed to be. Looks like it could be up there. Looks like it could be here in the nose. Who knows? Yeah, just did that glossy black, that gold color, and then a little black back here for the back blast of the missile launchers. I may go and add like a little red or something in there for what look like lights in there. I don't know if it comes across on camera, but I even did a little green on the arms for the lasers there. But yeah, it looks good. Finally, I have this 3D printed bushwhacker. Did it in Black Knight colors. Little black there for the AC, red for the laser, white for the missiles. The cockpit in there turned out pretty well. I don't play much outside of, 3025, 3039, 3050, Star League era. Once you get into 3055, 3060, and into the FedCom Civil War and the Jihad and all that, I really don't play. Not that I wouldn't, it's just you've added so much to the game by then, I start struggling to know what stuff can do. The Bushwhacker holds a special place for me. Mech Warrior 3, this was your starting mech, and I stayed in this mech for a long time. It is a good mech. Turned out pretty well. I had another one, so I did it in Lyran Guard colors. As you can see, it, especially on the white side, it lost some of that detail. That white paint is just not the best. The blue did much better, but yeah, I've got some Lyrans. They're bushwhackers. As you can see, it kind of messed up the missiles there. Finally, for the mechs that are more or less done, I have another Marauder. Did it in black and red. It looks very menacing. The dome in red. Did all the kind of lights in red, highlights in this red. The PPCs are blue with green medium lasers and a little touch of dull black there for his AC. And yeah, just another one where I globbed on the shoe glue, trying to keep it together here for once. And I think it'll stay together a little better, but I don't know. I'm just hoping this thing doesn't fall apart on me again. Well, that's it for the ones that I've more or less finished. I have some here that I've just kind of started on. So I have an Unseen Griffin that I've started doing in Lyran Guard. Has none of the details on. I haven't even really finished the white and blue yet. Just basic idea here to get the colors on. Gotta go in and cover up more of this primer and decide exactly what I'm gonna do with it. Got a Crusader done much the same way, Lyran Guard. Blue side and white side. Free Worlds League Unseen Rifleman going up here. Got his base paint done. Gonna go in and do the detail and some more work to it, and of course do the base. Another 3D printed base. This one's a metal base. This one's a plastic base. 3D printed, I guess. I don't know. And finally, I have some more Draconis Combine coming up here. Got a Shadowhawk and my last Unseen Marauder. Just got base paint on here. He's only got one coating. This red is working much better than the red that I used here. This was bright red Craft Smart, I think, and this was Hot Rod red and either Apple Barrel or Folk Art. I don't remember. I guess I'm getting my paint from Walmart from now on, because the this paint just is too globby and fills in too many of the details. It's also kind of matty, dull looking, where I like the shinier red. Gonna have to see if I can find if Folk Art does this metallic in like red or ruby or something like that. That would be really cool to try and maybe do the lasers as or something. Anyway, I'll do a follow-up video when these and a few more of the mechs that I have are done, and see what you guys think. Again, if you have any tips or tricks, I will be getting another detail brush soon. Somebody, I don't remember who, shout out to whoever you were, mentioned in one of my videos that my detail brush looked like it was just about finished, and I guess it is. I'll be going out and getting a new detail brush next time I'm at, I guess, Michael's or wherever, that I can find a decent looking one for a few bucks. I'll be replacing that and seeing if having a brand new detail brush helps any. But if you've got any tips to see how I can better use just this crafts paint that I've got just a lot of from years ago when I bought it for an X and then had it for myself, and I've just never really had any of the expensive paint, and it's just not something I'm willing to put a lot of money into. I'm just not an artistic kind of guy. I just do basic kind of paint jobs, and I want to make them look good enough that they can be, on a table and not be quite blank like I've been making all my videos with. I do agree it adds so much to the videos to have them with some color on them. So let me know below if you have any tips on how to get the best results out of the paints that I have. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come. Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. Thank you for watching my content. It really means a lot that you have given me the chance to entertain you. If you would like to support the channel, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Also below is a link for PayPal, or links if you would like to send crypto, if that's more your thing. Please know any amount that you give will be cherished and used to upgrade equipment and improve the channel. You can also help the channel by subscribing, turning on notifications, liking, commenting, and sharing my channel with anyone you think might be interested. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.